I am a no person before I'm a yes person. And for the longest time, I thought I was doing things wrong. Lots of people around me seem to get these like really clear insights about their lives and what they want. They seem to be, things just seem to land in them whole, and they know the direction that they're moving in. I've never been that kind of person. And that's becoming more and more clear to me. I've been feeling quite dissatisfied about being here in Bali for a while now. And for me, it's been another lesson in really trusting my process, that I need to feel all of the no's. Like, I don't like this, and this isn't right for me, and no, but I don't want to do that. I have to feel all of that before I can find like the path towards yes and what I do want. I have it with creative projects, with some of the public speaking that I was doing last year, thinking about like what I wanted to talk about on stage, like, no, it's not that, no, that sounds rubbish, and then after enough of that, it's like, oh, it's this. And even had yesterday, I've been on a 2-day creative writing workshop, and the final piece of writing was really open. We didn't have really any prompts compared to the previous exercises we'd done, and I sat there for what felt like ages, being like, I've got nothing to say. Like, I want to talk about that, don't want to talk about that, and I'm really starting to learn to trust it, and it feels horrible. I really, I kind of wish I didn't have this process. I really wish that sometimes that I was somebody who just, I knew straight away and followed the path. Because going through the no's and like the feeling the discomfort and the like, I don't like this and it's not that, and feeling all of that uncertainty is, I really, really dislike it. And I'm really starting to trust that is my process. That if I don't resist it, if I can sit as calmly as possible, and I was able to do this a little bit yesterday, this writing workshop, and just sit and allow the no's to kind of come, and eventually they just kind of, the no's like ebb away, and it's like, oh, it's this is the next step. And again, like the yes that I get from that is not this like really clear, it's this, but it's like the mist of the no's kind of settles, and I can see the next step forward. And I feel quite passionate about being a stand for this, because I got this message for a really long time that I was broken, that I wasn't doing it right, that I was seeing all these other people around me who knew what they wanted and were really clear about life, and like, well, clearly I'm doing something wrong. And so I really want to be a stand for those of us that have to go through this process, that like we really have to feel the no's, that we're kind of maybe like via negativa people. They're drawn like the cyclical approach. And negativa doesn't mean like negative or pessimistic or bad in any way, but this idea of negativa being, the stripping away, the kind of the discernment, and it's like I have to be in that half of the cycle, being like the gritty, or what's really underneath here, and how do I strip it all away to get to the truth, and that then like inspires me for the next step, and like the via positiva and taking action on that step, just long enough to kind of get back into the discernment again. That won't be true for everybody. Some people are the other way around. Some people get like the clarity first, and then the discernment, like this is working for me, kind of comes second. And I really want to emphasize that there's no right or wrong here. But for those of you who are like me and have been resisting it, and like it means I'm a negative or I'm not doing it right, I really want to suggest that that's not the truth. That you get to do your process, and it's beautiful and messy and uncomfortable, and it might just be your process. I'm starting to realise that it's mine, and the more I trust it and the less I resist it, the more it's really starting to support me in my life. So I hope that's helpful today. If this resonates for you, if you're like me, please do the digital version of Resonance Fingers. Share in the comments below. I'd love to hear it if you recognise yourself. Helps me remember that I'm not alone in this. And if you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. If you're like, yes, this is me and I'm struggling with it, I don't think I have definitely don't have all of the answers, but hey, maybe we can hang out in the discomfort a little bit together. All right, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.